When the Golden State Warriors added Kevin Durant to their roster in 2016, they might have made the best team ever. The former most valuable player joined the team that had won 73 of the last 79 games, but lost in the NBA Finals. The results were clear from the start. Golden State went on to comfortably win the next 2 championships, and Durant was Finals MVP both times. Might the hero come back? Also, could you imagine Durant in the NFL? This and more is in this video for today. Starting us off on a light note, Kevin Durant believes he could have played in the NFL. Durant is widely considered to be one of the game's top players. Winner of the Finals a record 2 times, and most valuable player both times.
And just pulls up and knocks it in, but at the other end, they had to get the 2-for-1, and then they had to foul them.
Because he is so skilled at basketball, there is no room for doubt that picking him was the best option. He will undoubtedly be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Despite this, Kevin Durant is an extremely singular athlete, and it's possible that he would have been successful in a different game. When Kevin Durant was asked if he could have played a professional sport other than basketball, he responded that he could have been a wide receiver in the National Football League. Even though it's difficult to picture Kevin Durant participating in a sport other than basketball, the hypothetical situation of Durant playing football brings up the question, what if?
I know we're in a hostile environment here in Akron, Ohio, coming from Oklahoma City, where we got a lot of tough guys here, inner city guys that know how to play the game, so we're looking forward to it.
It can be entertaining to speculate on the outcomes of games in which NBA superstars like Allen Iverson or LeBron James compete instead in the National Football League.
He finds the other Durant. Oh my! You can kiss this one goodbye.
Did I just not say that? Did I just not predict a big play?
Even though it is intriguing to consider Kevin Durant in the role of wide receiver, it is abundantly clear that he is much more successful on the basketball court, where he is a superstar. Next up, Chris Mullin says Warriors fans would throw a parade if Kevin Durant returns to the team. Many people were surprised when KD left the Golden State Warriors for the Brooklyn Nets. Kevin Durant! But they understood that he wanted to win without his superstar teammates. But things didn't go as planned with the Nets, and KD asked to be traded earlier this year after the team only won 1 playoff series in 3 years. At the height of the rumors, a lot of people thought that Golden State could move for Durant. Brooklyn wants a huge haul to trade Durant, and while GSW has both the young assets and some of the draft picks to do such a deal, fans didn't quite seem to want it in the summer.
Iguodala said, "I'll give it up to you because you have an angle."
You think Durant has been frustrated and fired up?
After the team started, they might have changed their tune. They are 7-9. It's hard for them to keep winning. Because of this, some people think that fans might now be more open to a move by Durant. Chris Mullin has said a few things about his old team this year, including that there's no need to get too upset at the beginning. He has now gone one step further and said that Warriors fans would be glad to see Kevin Durant back on the team. Stephen Curry also considered wanting it to happen when it was first rumored, but Mullin has now doubled down on the idea. I think they'd throw a parade when he got here. The Golden State Warriors have put a lot of effort into their youth products, but it doesn't look like they're working out as well as they might have hoped. Their team is getting older. Steve Kerr knows that their chance to win won't last forever. A trade for Durant might not be the best idea for the future, but putting back together their dominant super team could give both Durant and Golden State a good chance to win more NBA titles.
This is why we love basketball. KD didn't even have the ball in his hand correctly. He wasn't even set. Everyone knew.
Moving on, Kevin Garnett says Kevin Durant's style of play on the Nets could have hurt his body. Kevin Garnett has noticed something different about Kevin Durant's game, so he sent the 2-time NBA champion a message warning him not to do too much damage when his body isn't made for it.
You know, he's the champ, and normally champs get to do what they want for that 1 year. So you know what, KD, I'm gonna give you a pass on all of this.
Since he moved to Brooklyn, KD has been the team's go-to player. Recently, he has changed his style of play, put in more effort on defense, which has paid off for both him and the Nets. But not everyone agrees that this is good for Durant in the long run. For instance, Kevin Garnett sent a message to KD saying that his body isn't built to get physical with rivals, and if he keeps pushing it, it will backfire soon. The Big Ticket said on a recent episode of his KG-certified podcast, "I watch people bang him. I've watched him take more of a physical beating than I've ever seen him over the years, and I think that if you bring in an extra body, or a couple of bodies, or some beef in there, they take on some of that, and you slide him to the 3 where he's more natural. When he plays the 4, it helps him on offense, but when he plays defense, it gets physical. He's in there having to rebound and take that punishment, even though his body wasn't made for it. I'm not saying he can't do that, but it's better for KD's health later in the season if he doesn't. KD has shown over and over that he will do whatever it takes to get his team to the promised land. They didn't have the best start to the 2022-23 NBA season, but things have gotten better since they fired Steve Nash. KD has put in a lot of work on defense defense, and it's paying off. KG says, though, that this could hurt him in the long run. In other KD news, Kevin Durant gets real on LeBron James breaking the all-time scoring record. As the King gets close to making history in the NBA, some of his peers have talked about it, and some have big praise for the four-time NBA champion. Kevin Durant, his longtime friend and rival, recently spoke about this, saying nothing but good things about LeBron. To be the best at anything, there are 8 billion people in the world. We just found that out last week, Durant told Nick Friedel of ESPN. So for him to be the best scorer of all time, I'm sure he'll feel a lot of different things. But it's pretty cool that we live in a time when we can see this happening. You probably can't even imagine what he, his family, and his friends will be thinking and feeling, but it's cool to see it for yourself. At one point in his career, people thought Durant would be the one to break this record. However, he started getting hurt, making it hard for him to beat Kareem or even get close to LeBron. Durant said, "I never really thought of it. I heard the talk, especially in the beginning of my career when I was scoring like LeBron James and Michael Jordan. But I know how hard it is to do this consistently year after year, day after day. You can't change a lot of things, but I just try to come in and be the best version of myself that I can be, and whatever happens, happens." This season, LeBron has been hurt, so he has missed a few games for the purple and gold. They were able to get by without him, and now that the King is back, Lakers fans want to see LeBron and his team at their best. It's hard to say when he'll break this record, but every game he plays will bring closer.
Here we go! LeBron! Exclamation point! Purple and gold!
Finally, as a bonus, Kevin Durant admits he's one of the cousins that takes a walk on Thanksgiving. If you were wondering what Kevin Durant had planned for Thanksgiving, he may have just told you one of the most important things. In a video for The Boardroom, Durant was asked a series of quick-fire questions about the most famous Thanksgiving dishes. Even though some of his answers were controversial, Durant's best answer was when he was asked if he was one of those cousins who takes a walk. For those who don't know, taking a walk is a code word for getting high in this situation. Basically, Durant was asked if he likes to smoke with his family before the annual Thanksgiving meal, and we all heard his answer. People who know Durant better probably already know that he says he smokes pot, and he's not ashamed of it. Durant hasn't exactly been quiet about how much he likes pot. He has talked about it in public more than once, and he recently teamed up with a dispensary to help destroy the stigma around the country.
You one of the cousins that takes a walk on Thanksgiving?
Most definitely.
Mac and cheese or greens?
Mac and cheese.
Fried turkey or ham?
Fried turkey.
Is it dressing or stuffing?
Stuffing.
The stigma in society, it's like the Band-Aid's been ripped off, Durant said. In the sports world, it was kind of an undercover thing that players used cannabis while actively playing. It was always interesting that the rest of the world was a little slower to be open about cannabis and its use. Athletes are still being tested 4 times a year for cannabis. It just felt the world was starting to close in on how people felt about the use of cannabis. And now it's just an open dialogue, and it's been amazing to hear. So we finally know what 2-time Finals MVP Kevin Durant will be doing on Thanksgiving, and it seems to be a tradition for him. During this short break from what has been an otherwise chaotic campaign for him and his team, he will definitely have some fun. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, cheers!